right, let's bring in Mike Johnson. He's our NHL analyst today. And MJ, how you doing, buddy? Where are you joining us from today? You're always all over the world, right? Where are you today?
I'm in New Jersey, down for NHL Network. I was in Philly last night for the very controversial late power play group, Toronto over Philly. But what I'm watching right now, guys, is maybe my worst nightmare. I'm looking out the window in my room, and in the parking lot, I see an enormous high school band warming up.
Oh, no.
Like they're practicing like the ones who walk through the football fields. Like they're practicing their flag routine and their motions. I'm like, if they start playing, like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Use it.
There's like 4 busloads of them just piled out.
Oh, my God.
This is going to be a tough couple nights here if this is what I'm dealing with. So I'm hopeful that it is.
Yeah.
Here come the drums. So, yes, we'll no napping today, apparently.
I was gonna say I love the idea of them all staying in your hotel, and it's like a hockey tournament where everybody's playing mini sticks, but they're practicing instruments right outside your room. Yeah,
but they're playing saxophones. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That sucks big time. Toronto 6-2 over the Flyers. You said you're on that one last night, so let's start there. How'd that one play out for Toronto last night?
Toronto played pretty well. A very rare this time of year. 4 straight days off. So they came in and they looked like they were rested and they were focused and they were a bit quicker, and the goaltending was lopsided in favor of Toronto. Samsonov, you give him credit. Like, there's massive questions still about when they get to the playoffs how good he might be, but for a guy who was on waivers, cleared waivers, had to have sort of a mental, emotional reset and looked like he might never play in the NHL game, he now has the second best winning percentage of any goalie in the league, only behind Bobrovsky. And he's been like lights out. He's like, whatever. He has 12-1 since he's come back from that reset. He was really good. But what was funny, and I'm curious for you guys' take on this. So the Leafs are up 6-1, but they're down. Yarncroke have been hurt. They're playing the third and fourth lines a lot, and they get a power play, maybe 4 minutes left. And so Sheldon Keefe puts out Matthews and Nylander and Tavares and Riley. And right away, I'm between the benches, and I'm looking down at the Philly bench. And forget about the coaches. Right away, the players are all like, what are you doing? And, like, they start beaking back and forth. And Rocky Thompson, who we all know and love, pretty intense guy, he starts going down there at Sheldon Keefe saying, what the fuck, girl? And then Sheldon Keefe. And so it was just fascinating. And to me, it just brought up this point because it's not the Leafs. I've said it many times about many teams. This is the NHL. This is not Pop Warner. This is not Little League. This is not Timbits. We're getting paid millions of dollars. So if you don't want me to put my top group out there, don't take so many penalties. If you don't want me to do it in a lopsided game, don't let the game get lopsided. If you don't want them to score, kill the thing off. Like, this is so ridiculous that you have to worry about that. Oh, can I put my guys out there? Is it the right time? I'm worried about my team. I'm not worried about your team. And to drive the point home more crisply in my head. So the top unit plays for like 30 seconds. He pulls them right off, and he puts out Ryan Reeves and Connor Dewar out there. And what happens? Philly goes and scores a shorthanded goal. So I can't put my guys out there trying to score, but your top penalty killers and Travis Sanheim and Chuck Couturier can play, and they're allowed to try to score as hard as they want. The whole thing is like, I know the code is very nuanced. It can be tricky, and there's like some merit to it. This one, to me, I think is so ridiculous. And like, people say, well, don't do it because what happens if you're down a ton? Will you like that? I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to be down a ton. Good for them for putting me down a ton. We're like, Dusty, am I crazy? Or are you like, no, you shouldn't do that? Because I'm like, who cares? Who cares about the other team? It's like you're looking for something to get aggravated by. And it's ridiculous. It should be aggravated by the fact that it's 6-1, not that they have power play unit 1 out there who are like 1 for 17. Like, they could use some work with no Mitch Marner. So anyway, like, am I crazy? Or
no, I don't think you're crazy. I think there's gonna be a mixed reaction, like, from our listeners on this one. Yeah. But like, okay, so you're beating us, so try less. Like, why would you ever expect the opposition to try less in a situation like that? Like,
contract bonuses to be had here, and everything else such as that. And why can you only bitch from a losing position? Why can you? Well,
that's a good point. Like, when have we ever been like, why aren't you putting out guys who never kill penalties? Why don't they go out there and kill this penalty now because the game's over? Yeah. I think that's the biggest point you made right there.
Ryan Reeves out there. If you put whoever, whoever your worst defensive forward is out there. I put my worst offensive forward, so we're going to just agree that everyone's going to try to have nothing happen.
Yeah, top penalty kill unit's not out. Top power play's not out. Right. Everybody just
I want third pair and non-checkers, and you put them on. Like the whole thing is ridiculous. The one thing though, Eric, that unless you're a rookie or on an over 35 contract, there are no
performance bonuses.
Bonuses, but there are chasing 70.
Yeah,
exactly.
William Nylander's chasing 40. Like, and I know because I've been in that situation. I've been one of those players. Good players, we like our cookies.
Yes.
Even if they come at the end of a 6-1 game. Do I care if my 37th and 38th goal came in a blowout win? I do not. I have talked to the Oilers of the 80s. Like those guys loved the 6th, 7th, and 8th goal in an 8-5 win.
Talk to Connor Brown for crying out loud.
Yeah, talk to Connor Brown. He got his first on the 7th goal, right?
Great. Yeah. Listen. That is a beautiful segue. So let me get off my soapbox. I was just like, man, and they play again They play on Tuesday back in Philly, Toronto and Philly. So we'll see what happens there. But I was in studio. I guess what was it on Wednesday night. And I know Connor a little bit from being around the Toronto area and world championships in different times. And I think everyone who knows Connor Brown, quietly roots for his success because he's a good person, he's a good teammate. You want to see him do well. He's unselfish. Like I'm watching him the game before in a 3-on-1 late with Darnell
and he threw it to Nurse,
And I'm like, shoot it. And then he passed it to Nurse for a hat trick. I'm like, that's who Connor Brown is. So I'm watching in studio, and, Kane jumps in front. Connor Brown's driving it. I'm like, is it? Like, please tell me that hit him. Please tell me that hit something. You can't challenge it, right? And they give it to him. I'm like I almost like, I don't cheer for teams. I don't cheer for results. I don't care who wins. But I'm like, yes, man, the misery that he would have been going through, the almost embarrassment that it was gaining so much attention and everyone was talking about getting him a goal because he's better than that. I was delighted, and kudos to the Oilers fans. Like, I know they know what's going on, but for them to sort of very instinctively react the way they did in a game that was lopsided in favor of the Oilers, to give him that kind of ovation, I thought that was awesome. Like, that was really fantastic stuff by the Edmonton crowd, and good for Connor Brown that he won't have to talk about this. Almost 2 years without a goal, so maybe they come a little bit easier going forward. But even if they don't, he no longer has a zero. It
was funny how it went off of him, and then it had to trickle through the goalie, right? So he had to kind of wait and be like, "Where did that go? It's in. All right, perfect." So yeah, the ovation was. I mean, that was something else.
It was nice.
Yeah,
it was nice. There's not always nice things, even pro sports. There's not a lot of nice things that happen, but you hear it all the time. Like, when you're struggling, go to the net and hopefully someone banks one off your ass. Well, there you go. You bank one off his skate. Whatever it takes, he'll take it.
Hey, what do you make of Vegas here? They lost to Calgary again. They're only 4 points up on the Minnesota Wild. They got a couple head-to-head games still left. I'm still sitting here going, they'll be okay. But now I'm starting to wonder if I'm a fool for just assuming they'll be okay.
We get so lost in the excitement of the moves that they make and the surprise moves that they make and what happens, what do they look like when everyone's healthy in the playoffs? You forget, hang on, they have to make the playoffs. And what was it, 3 years ago, whatever the year they didn't make the playoffs, it was injuries that sort of derailed them down the stretch where they looked like they were going to be okay and they fell out. Now, I don't expect that to happen, but there's no denying, we talk about what if, what could be, but we're not often talking about what is. What is right now is a team that's not playing very well.
Yeah.
They haven't really since the All-Star break. Goals against their way up. Their system play is down. Injuries have taken a toll. They're not scoring quite as much unless you're Marchessault, who now is looking at Thomas Hertl arriving and saying, I guess I'm not getting an unrestricted free agent deal, which is part of the dynamic of bringing in new guys. But I still expect them to make it, and I still expect them to be a real handful in round one. But you can't just assume. Not Vegas. Not anyone that you're going to just be fine. 4 points is not a lot. Now I know there's games in hand and all the rest of it. Yeah. Minnesota's played well to get there, but they're not playing well. This foregone conclusion that they're going to roar into the playoffs, get healthy, and go on another deep run. Some things have to happen. Some things need to change before they get to that point again.
NHL analyst Mike Johnson with us from TSN here on the show today. Everybody in town has been waiting. Edmonton, Colorado, Saturday nights. The Avs will be coming in with 2 days off before. The Oilers will be coming in with 2 days off before. Obviously, Colorado had that great come-from-behind game against the Vancouver Canucks. McKinnon, the Hart Trophy frontrunner right now. We know McDavid's viewed as the best player in the league. Your Rantanen, your Draisaitl, Cale Makar going to be in the house. I mean, this is the most anticipated game of the season in this city for sure. How do you expect this game to stack up? Should we expect it to be a little bit run and gun with who's on the ice or not?
1-0 shots, 20-18. Warren Fogle.
Oh my God! Oh,
I mean, it's understandably people are excited, and so my first instinct would say no, because what both coaches would be saying is, look at the other team, look how explosive they are. We can't play loose. We can't just get up and down. We have to be the better defensive team and not worry about the offense because the other team is so good at offense. Except you watch Colorado play, and sometimes, that McKinnon group, 5-on-5 or on the power play, best intentions rarely work. Every team wants to slow the game down with those guys, and they can't. Same thing can be said about the Oilers with McDavid and Draisaitl on the power play. Best intentions to slow things down and limit what they get rarely works because they are that talented. So, yeah, I mean, I think it has the makings of an excellent game. I'm curious to see what Knobloch goes with for matchups. Like, who plays against McKinnon? Do they go McDavid? I hope they do.
Oh,
I hope they do.
I'll take 60 minutes of that.
Best on best.
Yeah.
Put a speedometer on the ice and just watch them buzz up and down. I think McDavid is the second fastest player in the league after Owen Tippett in a one-time burst, one-time top speed. Nathan McKinnon is the fastest when it comes to the most times hitting over 20 miles an hour in over the course of a game or over the course of the season. So the fastest players are playing against each other and the best players. Yeah, I'm curious to see about matchups. But the only interesting part is that I don't know where the mindset is for the Oilers because it feels like they're pretty locked in at the 2 seed. Like, I don't think they're going to be able to catch Vancouver even with the games in hand. And I don't anticipate LA or Vegas tracking them down. They're going to get home ice, but that's it. For the Avalanche, very different. They are in a hugely important fight. And think about if there's 3 elite teams in the Central. And I'm not even considering the Preds, who haven't lost in a month. Yeah. I'm not even talking about
11-0-2 in their last 13.
Yeah. I'm not sending my kids to U2 ever. See what happens with their lives. Who knows? But if there's 3 elite teams in Winnipeg, Dallas, and Colorado, Dallas struggling. So is Jake Oettinger. But if there's 3 elite teams, you want to avoid one of them, right? If you win that division, I guess you avoid one of those other 2 teams. Now, you may get Vegas or you might get Nashville. But the point is, I still think you'd rather avoid Winnipeg or Dallas. So Colorado's right in the thick of it. It's a very important game for them, not just sort of a marquee, let's see how we stack up against another good team, but it's also we need the 2 points because of where we are in the standings.
Speaking of in the thick of it, Mike, you are in Philadelphia. Where are the bobbleheads?
Yeah, are they there?
Yeah,
you got to have a beat on this one.
Someone from Philly stole the Jágr bobbleheads. I don't know. Who's to say?
Are you on the case? Do you got any leads down there?
I got Mark Masters on it, our best person.
He'll be the guy.
Sniff it out, yeah.
Masters Nation will come through. The thing is, I'm no master criminal. But if I'm thinking I'm going to steal something as unique as, first of all, what's the inherent value of bobbleheads if you're stealing them for the bobbleheads and not the truck? Like,
it's a long-term play.
It's
a long-term play.
And then how do I fence? I think that's the criminal word. How do I fence bobbleheads? Like, who do I go to get these in circulation? Yeah. Do I go on eBay? Seems like it'd be easy to track me down. So I am a little concerned about the bobbleheads reappearing. I bet they just pop up in a truck on the side of the highway, and they're just someone left them because it seemed like a dumb idea to take them.
Well, we assumed yesterday whoever took them thought they were like robbing a truck full of jewelry and then opened them up and was like, damn it, what have we done?
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
The disappointment. Yes.
What have we done? This is ridiculous.
Stupid. Yeah, exactly.
Worst thieves ever.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it plays out. MJ, thanks for the time today, man. Good luck getting some sleep with the band kicking around there.
The horn section is warming up, and I am going to lose it. Lose it.
See you later, buddy.
I might take a couple of the flag bearers down when I drive out of here in my car.
There you go. That's Mike Johnson with TSN.